Today we're going to learn what body image is over a coffee break. Get yourself a hot cup of coffee and enjoy watching the video. The word body image often resembles the mental image of your body. If you look it up, you will also come across similar definitions. We're going to find out today that this definition is not sufficient to understand the concept of body image because body image is more than a mental image of your body. So let's dive in. Have you ever looked at yourself in the mirror and felt disappointed? Then you're not alone. Why is it so hard for us to like our own body? To answer this question, we need to understand what is a mental image first. So let's find out. A mental image is divided into two components. The first is the visual image of yourself from your eye. And the second is the image of your body when you cannot see, and it is called proprioception. So together, we can call this component as an individualistic component. But is it sufficient to understand the body image? Well, no. There is another component that affects the way we look at ourselves, and let's get into it. So, in this day and age, due to social media, we're constantly exposed to perfectly engineered faces and bodies. The more you see or hear anything, your sensitivity and perception to that stimulus changes. It tunes our mind to perceive them as normal and ourselves as outliers. This disconnect in our brain is called the visual adaptation. Also, we have a tendency to compare ourselves with our social group. This makes us think how our body should exist based on our social circle. It is known as the social comparison. So, these two together results in self objectification, which is when you compare your body to a collective others based on the types of body you see around. So, let's call this component the socialistic component. So now you understand that body image comprises of two components and they cannot stand alone, they depend on one another. Our body image is formed by the thoughts, feelings, attitudes, and beliefs we have about our bodies and how we look. Now that we have a better understanding of body image, we can look at its effects. So, who does it affect? In a word, it affects everyone. Body image starts developing in early childhood. It starts at an early age of 8 to 11 years. When children start thinking that their bodies should look different, at a very young age, many of us internalize beauty standards from the society. These standards can contribute to having a negative body image. Allure magazine has sat down with 6 to 18-year-old girls to find out how they feel in their body. So let's sit down with some of them and find out how they're affected.
I have struggled with my body. Yeah, I feel sometimes really insecure in my own skin about it. My legs, for instance, there's that whole entire trend in the media about the thigh gap. I don't have that, that makes me not normal, that makes me not beautiful. I think I've gotten to the point where I accept that. I don't know, I still kind of struggle with that.
I have this friend who's super skinny and because she's always dancing, and I feel I wish that my mom says I'm skinny or something, but not all the time that makes you really think that you're actually skinny because it's from your mom or your dad, and they just tell you the best things about you. Maybe it's true, maybe it's not. And so I wear black leggings because I feel they make me look small or skinny.
People out there who advertise having a larger butt or larger breasts, and then a tiny skinny waist.
I know a term nowadays is slim thick, so even if some parts of you are slim, other parts of you have to be full, and you know, it has to be a good balance in everything in your face. Everything has to be proportional.
Honestly, I just don't really feel comfortable in my own skin sometimes. I just don't look in the mirror often and just call it a day.
Also want to share today an intriguing neurobiological factor. Dr. Jeffrey studied how male brain and female brains differ when it comes to responding to negative stimuli related to body image. Men tend to process this negative stimuli, an unpleasant word, for body image using a whole brain process, whereas females are using several parts, but a big part that lights up is the red area, which is the amygdala. And it is the fear center that gets activated in female brains. So, how do we cope with this fear? Fear causes us to isolate ourselves, to avoid judgments. It makes us obsess over body checking and over exercising. People also start counting their calories. When they look at the mirror, they always find something that needs to be fixed. They constantly measure how much they weigh and also some of their body parts. They also pick outfits that are oversized to camouflage themselves. All these are signs of poor body image. Now we not only understand what body image is, but also the magnitude of what negative body image can do to us. So, body image is a feeling state created by numerous factors which we discussed today. Hope you learned something new in your coffee break. Thank you for listening.